is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge with Donna and Cathy. I got Cathy on the other end, but before we talk to Cathy, let's remind you that there are several different ways you can watch this show and listen to this show, The Edge with Donna and Cathy. You can go to our website, which is icradio.media. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundance TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Now, Cathy has been to a place of business. We're going to talk a little bit about customer service today, right, Cathy?
Mm-hmm. It is just, it's terrible right now, Donna.
It's a different
I don't know how to describe it.
Is it because of COVID? You know, we started losing employees, and I know that has made it really, really tough on a lot of, especially small businesses.
Right. Right. And I don't know that the employees aren't frustrated because they don't have the supply of the products they need.
Tough.
We got a problem there too, Donna,
Mm-hmm.
you know, with supply chain. Because I went to get tires and they got sent to the wrong store. So that was actually the cashier's problem, bless her heart. She put in the wrong store. So, and you know, the thing is, she wasn't new. She wasn't a new employee. She was an older employee.
Oh my goodness.
She'd been there a long time with this company.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know if it was a haphazard mistake or it was a mistake like when the people got the order and then they sent it to the wrong store. But they sent it to a store, I mean, in Missouri, for goodness sake. I don't think we can drive that far to get some tires.
Last I heard, you were not in Missouri. That was the last I heard.
No, that's not going to happen. So then I go to another provider to get the tires, and they're very nice. They seem to have plenty of help, but they thought the tires were in, and then bless their hearts, no. I get there and they've got to order them too, and the wait is not 3 days, but it's a week to get the tires. So I think we got a problem with supply chain worse than people realize.
Well, because we're trying to come up with reasons of why this is happening, because I mean, and everything you and I have done has always been based on customer service, and that's keep making the customer happy. And you remember the old logo, it's still true. It's not outdated. The customer is always right. Even when the customer's wrong, the customer is always right. The customer's got to be king for anything to work right, you know. But I'm wondering about another thing, because there's so many few employees now. A lot of them have been laid off. A lot of people don't want to come to work anymore. So that's putting pressure now. So some of the employees are actually doing the job of 2 and 3 people. That's got to be stress.
Well, you know, if you remember about a year ago, a lot of our young people or people that had been at a job for a shorter period of time, or even 5 years, a lot of them left those jobs because they were getting more pay at another job. So they were out actually searching for the higher paying jobs, which now is going to be a disadvantage for them, because a lot of these big chains, I mean, it's my understanding in the past few weeks and here recently that a lot of the tech companies have laid off big time. And they probably is like what they're seeing is what's going to happen in a lot of our chains, you know, like Walmart's, Target's, CVS, Walgreens, all these chains that you have. Because if people are trying to save money, they're not going to go out there just randomly shopping all the time. You know, they're going in the store for what they need to get, and then they get out of there.
Well,
or they're going online.
People are ordering online. You're just about to bring that up. More and more people are ordering online right now. I mean, we have all seen how much easier it is to do. But even at that point, you and I both have experienced this, where we ordered something through one of the big box companies, and they either didn't send it or it was sent somewhere else. You just brought up the tire situation.
Yeah.
So what can people do, Cathy? I mean, what can you do? Let's say you own a small business. And I'm just going to tell you, small businesses right now should be racking it up. Let me tell you why. Because if you own a small business and people are fed up with some of the big box stores, you bring on that excellent customer service, they're going to come see you. They're going to want to do
Mhm.
business with you.
Well, I was talking about my little tire scenario about the customer service there. And then what's really sad is it's not the front end person that you're seeing. They are trying to do their job, but a lot of times, like we were saying, there's not the supply.
Mhm.
So there's nothing they can do about it. So probably somebody else now. I actually went by and was talking to my hairdresser yesterday about the situation, and she said, Miss Kathy, I just would have probably cussed them out. And I said, no, that's really not the way to handle it. You're not getting anywhere. I said, you'll learn with age, my dear, that as you get older, it's better to be nice and kill people with kindness.
Mhm.
So, and that's like my husband, I was telling him what happened. And this ordeal where I had went to get my tires that supposedly they had ordered them. I sat there for 2 hours before they told me they didn't have my tires.
Mhm.
So, and that's just a miscommunication. That's where you've got young, inexperienced people not knowing what they're doing.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, what good does it do to get upset with them? It really doesn't. It doesn't solve the problem.
Well,
It
and let me
doesn't help
say
me get my
something else.
tires.
Something else too is when you're the business owner, even though you're not the one who's being rude, your employee is the one, it's still going to roll right
Right.
back up to you. I mean, it's going to look as if, well, I'll never go to this company again. See how
Yeah.
they treat you. And it may not have had anything in the world to do with the boss, with the guy who owns the company or the woman who owns the company. But you gotta, I mean, customer service is key.
Yes, it is. And especially right now during the holidays.
Oh, it's going to get real.
And a lot of people, what they don't realize, Donna, that's we were pushing a few shows back about how important it was to advertise.
Mhm.
And how you've set it up through Donna. If you're watching this show, Donna owns IC Radio, so following our show every day from 1 to 1:30 is the afternoon drive home with Donna. And a lot of people that don't have Facebook or Twitter, they're watching us on Abundant TV because they do have a smart TV and it's free.
Mhm.
Well, those people out there, if you've got a small business, then you've got an avenue to advertise with us. So all you have to do is contact us and we'll be happy to send you a rate sheet and the information, because right now it seems like a lot of people are seeing things on Facebook, and a lot of our people that don't have internet or the smartphones, they watch us on the Abundant TV
Mhm.
or on cable, channel 182 in North Alabama. But a lot of you people out there, you need to be advertising because the word does get out,
And
especially
no
by word of
contract.
mouth.
No contract. How about that?
Yes.
No contract. So that's the way it goes. I found an article right here. It says, and this is all about, this is through Forbes.com, Forbes, Forbes.com. Everybody knows Forbes. Be sympathetic and make your customer feel heard. It's just like you indicated, where you really didn't feel like, it was almost like you were in line, you're in a cow herd or something. It's like nobody's listening. Hello. I've even walked into a business before with full indication of buying something in particular. I'd been there before and I thought, well, I'm going to go back and get that. Walk in, and the employees are on a phone or something, talking, sending texts, doing something, or in a herd talking to each other, and they don't acknowledge you just walked in. And so what you have to understand when you walk into a business, and let's say you're on the business end of it, when a customer walks into a business, they're in a hurry. I mean, and they've been sweet enough and kind enough and nice enough to stop into your business. And it's hard, is it when they've had a bad experience, it's really tough for them to want to go back. Would you agree with that, Kathy?
Oh yeah, it makes you not want to go back to that store if you don't have a good customer experience.
Mhm.
So you just lost a customer and they're going to go somewhere else, and that might be fine for these big chains, but these smaller businesses, their focus needs to be customer service right now, so
Yeah.
that they keep the same customers coming back.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, it's there's no other way about it. But what this article goes on to say, and I found that it really interesting. And again, it's Fords.com. It's be sympathetic and make them feel heard. Sometimes all you've got to do, I don't care how busy you are, all you've got to do is when that customer walks in, you just look at them and say, thank you for coming in, and smile, please. Thank you for coming in. I'll be with you in just a minute. I hope you're not in a huge.
Oh yeah, Kohl's. I can say that about them. That is the one chain that when you walk in, they say, welcome to Kohl's. Have you ever been in a Kohl's store where they didn't do that?
Not that I can think of.
They always do it.
Just acknowledge
it's a very friendly thing. Now, to these young people, they may think, oh, that's so corny. I'm having to say welcome to Kohl's, but it's not actually. It's actually somebody is hearing that, and it's making them feel like, okay, I like being in this store. I feel welcome in this store. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like a psyche thing, you know, and they'll keep coming back because actually I like shopping at Kohl's because they're so friendly.
Well, I wanted to add to that. It's not just young people and I've seen a lot of folks older who kind of shun the customers, and I'm not really sure it's their fault. I'm thinking they're just overworked because they don't have enough employees at a place. Mm-hmm. And I mean, to me, that's no excuse. You would still speak to the customer when they walk in, but what I'm saying is employees are overwhelmed, you know. And
yeah. Well, and you know, if you look at it like this, like with any career, whether it's retail sales, marketing, nursing, a physician, engineers, whatever. If you look at it as what if that was me? What if that was my mother or father or brother or sister that these sales associates are talking to? If you look at it as your family, hopefully you're going to be more respectful and a whole lot nicer. Mm-hmm. Well, if you're thinking about it as family. You know,
not necessarily, Kathy, but I get your gist. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
And this is another good one right here. It's treat every customer like you'd like to be treated. This sometimes I have to reverse the roles. Okay, and then let's say, okay, let's pretend I'm on the store and Kathy's coming in. Okay, Kathy's coming in. I've got just a room full of customers. They're all waiting in line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at Kathy and I'm going to go, hey, Kathy, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you stopping by. Got a lot of customers behind. Do you have just a few minutes to wait? Sometimes that's all you got to say.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's it.
Just because somebody said something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they'll just say, I'm so sorry. You know, that's just like the young man that phoned me that my tires, they were supposed to be in, and I took my car to be serviced. Yeah. And as they're servicing it, he calls me and says, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I thought they were in stock yesterday, but we're going to have to order them. And it may be up to a week. Well, guess what? I'm not upset because he was honest. I'm also happy that he actually owned up to the fact that he thought they actually were there and they're out of stock. Mm-hmm. And then he actually was very honest about, he didn't say, I'm sorry, it'll be 2 or 3 days. He said it'll be up to a week before your tires come in. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, could we go ahead and schedule that for the end of next week or something like that? And he said, well, ma'am, I would love to, but let me get the tires in first and then we'll schedule your appointment. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's a lot better to be honest with your customers too.
Yeah, really, customers can take it. We really can. Mm-hmm. And if we say that, and this is another thing I always did, we would have to order phones when we had the cell phone company. And what would happen? You get a new phone out, everybody wanted it right then. Mm-hmm. So what Phil and I and all of our employees would say, even though we thought the phones would be in 2 days, we would always extend it to telling them a week. And then if it actually did, because anything can happen, Kathy, they can send it somewhere else, you know? And so what we would do, we would say it could be a week. And then we would call and say, hey, guess what? Sooner than expected. Just wanted to let you know the phones came in 2 days. So we're way ahead of schedule. they like hearing that. And it's almost a sigh of relief to them when they can say, wow, got it sooner than thought. I mean, really, just a little bit of honesty goes a long way. Cathy, we're going to have to go into a commercial break. We are going to, and I want to mention the Hatter Cafe. They're located.
Oh, it's so good.
If you're going to be shopping with the girls and you want a little cozy place to go to and kind of be like in Alice in Wonderland, be taken away to an enchanted place, go to the Hatter
Cafe. It's beautiful.
And guys like going too. We're going to be right back in just a minute. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018. We're about to make your life just a little bit easier. Join Tony and April at Tony's Pizza and Subs in Center and Cedar Bluff, Alabama. We're cooking up some hot, delicious pizzas, and we'd like to bake one for you. We are home-owned, not a chain, and our pizzas are fresh, homemade with our dough made fresh daily. We have a full menu including fresh, never frozen wings, salad bars, suds, sandwiches, and much more. In Center, we have a private dining area for birthday parties, club meetings, and other events. We'll be waiting for you at 1820 East Bypass and Center, and in Cedar Bluff, 3812 Alabama Highway 9. For your convenience, you can call in your order at our Center location, 256-92 Pizza, or Cedar Bluff, 256-557-8651. And we enjoy making your life easier. We are back. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home and The Edge with Donna and Cathy. It's always so good to be with you. Thank you again so much for watching. You know what? We are so happy to be part of your world, and we want to thank you for that as well. Cathy's going to be coming right back in just a few seconds. We've been talking about customer service, and talking about customer service, Cathy's going to tell you this ahead of time. Tony's Pizza. It's good.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to mention this, Cathy. So I have the commercials that actually air on Facebook, you know, and those are the virtual ads and that kind of thing.
Right.
And one of our listeners, I forgot who it was, one of our listeners who's from Anniston said it's worth the trip.
At Tony's Pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. It's delicious, Donna.
From Anniston out that
way. It is delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I'm hoping me and you venture out at the end, towards the end of the year. Mm-hmm. There is a couple of great restaurants, even a donut shop that I would love to get a hold of because I love donuts.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
And hopefully we can get them. We'll have those advertisers on. Me and Donna, if you want to advertise with us, please do so. You can email us at donna@icradio.media or Cathy with a C at icradio.media. Correct, Donna?
Make sure you put that.
You can message us on the Facebook. Join our Facebook page, The Edge.
Any way you want to. As a matter of fact, that's how the Hatter came in. The Hatter Cafe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, and that is, I love it. Me and my girls are going there. I promised them as soon as everybody gets well and maybe basketball season is over, because I like to go to those games as well. So I'm hoping March or April that me and my girls are going to do a girl trip.
Do
Maybe
that.
you could join us, Donna,
They
if you
also
don't mind hanging out with the baby.
wouldn't mind. And I'll tell you this, they also have a place where you can stay. So they have a couple of rooms there, and those are really nice rooms.
Yeah, you can spend the night.
Yeah,
great. Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right, let's talk some more customer service.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
all right. So what is a pet peeve?
Before we talk customer service, I've got to say something about Tony's Pizza.
Okay.
Phil has said that's the best pizza he's ever had. And when we got the meat lovers pizza, that thing's that thick. And Phil said, that's the best meat lovers pizza I have ever had. And let me tell you, we couldn't eat that whole thing. It was that thick.
Okay. And I have to tell you this. I have to say a thank you to my husband, because he is the one that told me about Tony's Pizza. Because actually me and him used to eat at another restaurant that was there, and she closed down during COVID, and Tony opened up there. He was just in Cedar Bluff, but now he's in Cedar Bluff and in Center. And my husband goes there all the time to eat pizza. So kudos to my husband. If you know my husband in Center, Alabama, he's your alpha agent, Chris Tillery. I will give him a little ploy out there for that, for a freebie, because that was nice of him to tell us about the pizza place, because me and Donna loved it. We actually, honestly, Donna, we tried it first, didn't we? We tasted of the pizza before we said we want them to sponsor on our show. We've got to make sure the food's good, guys. We're not gonna, I don't think we're gonna have an ad with someone that we don't eat at their facility, right?
No way. Because we've got to be honest about the folks we bring in, because I mean, honesty is the best policy. And we were talking about that about customer service just a few minutes ago as well, about how I would rather you tell me bad news. I really had. And just be upfront with me about if you can't deliver it, or if you can't have it on time for Christmas, because especially Christmas time, man, it's going to get hectic. Supply, demand is really going to be crazy and really out there. So you go into a place of business and they say, well, and they knowingly that it's not going to arrive by Christmas, you need to tell them. And let me tell you something you can do, because we had this happen to us before. And so this lady really wanted a particular cell phone. Okay, so I told the husband, he came in, it was going to be a surprise, and he was so disappointed. I said, it's not going to be here by Christmas. I said, we're having problems. We're having some issues. This is back before the supply chain demand thing started happening. And I said, it's not going to be here. It just won't be here in time for Christmas. I said, but I've got an idea. I said, I have an old box that somebody just got. I said, it's a box that it won't have a phone in it. But if this helps, I said, we're going ahead and get it started. It'll be a week after Christmas. You want to just wrap up the box and let me just put a note in there that it's on call. But I lucked out on that, Kathy. It actually came in time. So,
oh, that's awesome.
But that doesn't always happen. But it's always best. You just got to be.
No. I bet I would think that these boutiques, how you used to do the Avon store in the Quintard Mall? These small businesses, boutiques, they have to be doing still very good. Even though people are conserving their money, I know we all are. I mean, aren't you, Donna? I mean, everybody tries to always find a better deal. Nobody's can say they don't do that, because everybody wants the best deal for their money. But a lot of things are going to be changing, and I know that, even during the election and all, everybody was saying, oh, things are going to get better. But no matter who's in the White House or who's in the Senate or the House, doesn't matter. Nothing changes overnight, does it, Donna? It's going to take time.
There are cycles to everything. I mean, no matter what it is, it doesn't have to be political. It can be a cycle to everything. And sometimes you have to weather a few storms before it gets better. But I'm going to tell you what, when we do have to, we're weathering some storms right now, and it will get better. When it does get better, I think we're going to appreciate it more. Sometimes we have to get down a little bit.
And I think, like we're talking, all this is in line with customer service, because my point is, hang in there at those jobs. Don't start job hopping right now at this time. Learn to hold your tongue a little bit, be a little nicer to the customers. Okay. Because, just like you're having a bad day and the customer doesn't know that you're having the bad day, that the salesperson may be having just as bad of a day as you are, the customer. Correct, Donna?
That's correct. And I wanted to bring something out, especially during the holiday season. And because, customer service is, again, I don't care how good a salesperson you are. If you can't keep that customer happy, it's useless. You're going to lose them. So this is a really good idea right here. I think that if you're listening right now, during the holiday, it's going to get nuts. So let me tell you this. Offer special holiday surprises and deals. Again, this is on Forbes.com. We like to offer unexpected. That's the key word. They're not expecting this, okay? Or unannounced surprises and perk up the best customers during the holidays. For examples, this customer service, this business says we offered an extra 20% off our top customers during the last year's holiday season, which increased the fourth quarter's revenue, get this, by 15%. Any business is going to love that. We provided the coupon via email so they could track the overall conversations. And that's another good thing for you to do, because when it starts getting really super busy in your store, in your retail establishment, you've talked to so many people, you're not going to remember who you said what to. So an email tracking is awesome. That's a good way to keep up with it.
Yes. And those little things, like if you go into, say, your hair shop, okay, your hairstylist, a lot of times during the holidays, they've got their little Christmas festivities out. That makes you feel happier when you walk in. If you've got little mints or individually wrapped candies, peppermint patties, whatever, something for them to sit, or offer them a bottle of water, something for them to sit and relax. Guess what? They're probably not going to get upset that you're overbooked that day. Okay, right, Donna? Because a lot of hairstylists do that, and they're wonderful. But a lot of times they do overbook. Well, if you're going to do that, fine. But have something for your customers and be very, show some hospitality when they walk in. Let them know that you care, that you're sorry, you're running behind.
You got to think about it that way. And let me tell you why. Because first of all, some of us older customers, we might have a little more patience than maybe your kid does, who's in a hurry. They're not sit and wait on you. That's just not going to be. Kathy, a minute left in this segment.
Wow, time goes by so fast.
Tickled to death that you watched this today, and I hope you learned something.
Yeah,
service.
The customer service is important, and hopefully, if this show will air during the holidays, so we will say Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, absolutely. And again, thank you so much for watching us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. You can also listen to us on the web. Yeah, go to our IC radio, which stands for In Christ Radio, or if you're hungry, Kathy, it can stand for ice cream. Radio.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
.media. Make sure you put that in there as well.
Bye.
Offer a little bit of extra for you customers. They'll appreciate that in the long run. Again, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back shortly with another awesome interview.